Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I thought we'd paint in our great big Dina Wakley media journal that we're making our way through. To the very last section, if you can believe it. Wow, we have definitely taken a big journey with this one. I think what I'm going to do is something a little bit different because we've got this 2-page craft paper spread, which isn't necessarily my favorite paper, but what I thought I would do is start with some watercolor and do acrylic on top of that. And because it's not primed, and I could prime it, but it's not primed, the watercolor is going to soak in a little bit like a stain. And we'll just see what we can get. And I pulled a color card, which might just be too much the same old same old. I pulled that out a few days ago thinking, oh, I might want to, try this color card on a layout. But now I'm kind of wondering, do we need to pull something with some more color? Let's do that one. Okay, so this is Color Cube Volume 1, which you don't see as much because I tend to, for whatever reason, kind of slightly lean towards Volume 2. But that's okay. We're going to go Volume 1. I'm trying to get some other colors going. This is quite a range of colors in there, so we can mark make with something dark, so that might be fun if we do some mark making in here, and then that will show up underneath our piece. And we can also, so we'll come back to the mark making. So the Kissohs are the other Japanese Gansai watercolors that I have. Okay, so I really like maybe this color right here, which is a shimmery color. And these are different than the Kuritakis. They are not the same. The Kuritakis are a little bit more gouache-like, and they tend to be a little less transparent. These are a little more transparent, kind of a little bit more like Western watercolors. So this is color 65, and it's got a sparkle, but look, it's like perfect with that color right there. So we're going to go with that one. And I could do a gold, or I could do this kind of yellow ochre color. So let's do that. Number 2. They don't tell you the names, they just give you a number. And then we've got kind of an orange here, so we're just getting close. I'm not trying to be exact. Number 14, and then we've got like a maroonish color, which I think this one's brighter than that, but we're going to take it anyway. Number 1. And then we've got an actual purple. Is there an actual purple in here? Is this one purple? Let's see what color this is. I don't think that is that purple. I don't know. Let me get my junk piece of paper. Oh, it is purple. Okay, there we go. We got a purple. That is number 41. And then the last color on there is black. So I'm not going to use black watercolor, but we might do black mark making and stuff. So that's the Kissoh colors I'll be using. And I might just go for a bunch of mark making to start with, because these watercolors are going to stain the paper like a stain. And this is like painting on a paper grocery bag. And it's not my favorite surface, but it's alright. So we might lay some color and then come back with some acrylic paint. And I already got like a touch of acrylic paint on my paper over here, but we're just going to treat that like it was maybe some mark making and not worry about it. This is just my black wing pencil that I'm doing some mark making with. The black wing matte. I like it almost just about as the same as I like the Pitt matte graphite pencils and the 14B. The black wing is right up there with that other pencil for me. I like those both. Okay, so that's kind of fun. So let's just get a great big paintbrush, not that little bitty one that I just had out, but maybe a big one. Oh, let's use this one, Princeton Neptune number 8. And And can we see those yes, we can see those. I'm trying to fit you all on the whole screen. And I'm gonna save black for mark making on the top. So I'm just gonna get started with a color and just kind of see where that's gonna take us. I know it's gonna just kind of soak right in, but even in the soaking in, it gives you a really cool look that is different than any other paper that we use. And you can layer these kind of on top of each other too with the water. And if you do more than one layer, it'll thicken that color up. So it's kind of interesting, the look you can get with the craft paper pages. But they're not my favorite. And you'll see whatever mark making that we just did underneath there is going to definitely show through. Let me get that top up there. Alright, let's pick up another color. And I'm not really washing the color out of my brush in my water. I'm just kind of, more than anything, picking up more water. You can already see how that yellow kind of soaked in and just is barely changing the color of that paper for us. That's kind of interesting, the way it does this. Alright, I don't know where we're going here, but I think that's what I'm going to do watercolor wise. So I might pick out a few just got the water, there we go. I might pick out a few acrylic colors that kind of match. Like I can already see that this color right here, amethyst, looks pretty good for that color right there. And we might pick a few stencils to do some stenciling on top of here maybe, and see what we can get. So maybe the amethyst, I'm almost even thinking, crazy color here, but I'm almost even thinking the ochre, which could be like this yellow oxide. So maybe those two could be our stencil colors as something we've never done before. And maybe we'll come back with one of the others, or black, I don't know. So let's let this dry and I'll be right back. Okay, now that after I said all that, I changed my mind as I was letting this dry a little bit, and I've pulled out several. This is card 124. I've pulled out Purple Matter, Pink Deep, Red Deep. Well, it's more of an orange though, isn't it? But I don't really have a good deep orange, so we're going to stick with Red Deep for that orange. Got amethyst and yellow oxide, and that's all in the Blick Matte paints, which I like those because they're cheaper than artist quality paints, but they're much better quality than a craft paint. And what if we do one of our big rose things and a flower vase kind of thing? I'm kind of feeling it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use one of my filbert brushes here and maybe come in with a vase and just let that vase be some different colors that we kind of mix in as we go to give it some interest. I'm not quite sure how, but that Purple Matter, well, maybe Purple Matte, purple, duh. I might say it looks kind of lavender there, doesn't it? But it's purple, hello. That was a silly thought. And then so, not really trying to get super defined, but it is kind of fun to maybe have just the implication of maybe a vase. And then I'm just gonna start mixing some of these colors on my brush. And this, I like these brushes because they're a little stiffer. And then do my little twirly thing to get my flowers, because it's the way I like to make them. Just kind of roll the brush back and forth with some different colors in it. Getting the layers, maybe some white, maybe some red. I mean, you can kind of do like the little C thing if you like the little, where you make it where it's like little brush strokes where it's like this more. You could do it like that too. Not quite a circle, but that's what I mean, just like little strokes. But I like this look. I've always liked that, so that's where I'm going, with just a little mix of colors in the brush to do it. I like it when you layer it up a little bit, so you might even let it dry a little in between the layers and add other layers. We could come back with some leaves. I could pull a green down and we could get some leaves in there. And you might even plan your layout a little bit before you start laying the roses, so you can get the exact kind of like a little pencil drawing of where you want these to go. I didn't do that, but I do that sometimes. But I'm kind of going for this. So that's my guiding path there. And they don't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm just looking for layered and interesting and just a little different. It's not any specific flower. I mean, it could be roses, could be ranunculus, could be peonies, any kind of big blooming out flower. That's what that could represent. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking maybe some little ones. Like we've got some little bitty kind of ones that haven't bloomed out yet might be nice. Okay, I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll go out over here off the page. I just looked up and I saw it could kind of go off the page there. Okay, I like that. I'm kind of feeling like we could fit in some greenery a little bit. So I might pick a green over here just to kind of mix in with these other colors that I've already got going. So this is just a teal green that I've pulled out, but I'm going to kind of mix it with some of the other colors here on my paper so that it's not like so far out in color, it kind of matches more than anything, and get some pretty leaves. Is that enough? Do we got enough leaves there? Let's see, maybe I'll throw one down there. Kind of looking up in the camera there a little bit to see what we got going. I think I like that there. Just a little bit of some leaf work. Nothing too dramatic. I kind of like that. Don't know if I love it with the rest of what I got going on here, but it's still kind of fun. And I might just still kind of ride with that because it's still kind of different. And I actually like it. And so sometimes, you know, you end up a little different than you were thinking, but you still end up with something like super cool. Like, I do think that's super cool. Might should have done something more with that when we got started, but now that we've got the flowers on there, I don't want to ruin the flowers. And I think I'm going to go with this. I think this is my one for today. It's a little different than some of the other ones that I've done. And at the same time, it could be, you know, flowers on an old wall or something like that. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that we could have going on there. So I think this is going to be today's layout. It's kind of interesting to see how watercolor soaks into craft paper. And then it's kind of fun to acrylic paint on top of that. I mean, I could even come back maybe with a few flowers up here. What do you think of that? Should we add in a few just up there to kind of break up what, or we could do like leaves over there, I guess. We could do some leafy patterns like a vine was coming out or something. Like there was more flowers up there. Okay, I'm kind of feeling that now that I'm talking my way through that a little bit. Just pulling some other colors in with the green. We could have like, say like a little vine. Maybe we can do that with a brush that'll give me a vine. And maybe have a few leaves coming off of that vine. That might be some fun. Okay, so this filbert, what's nice about it, you can just make it, you can just kind of do like that and get a leaf shape. So that's kind of fun. I do like that. I'm glad we did that. Let's throw some more vine up there. Okay, I'm feeling better about that. I was kind of like, do I feel, maybe we could put that over here too, so that it's coming out on this page also. I was kind of there, but I'm like, am I there? Does it need something else? Ooh, look at that. That's fun. That was a good choice. I'm glad I did that. Of course, this right here, these shiny bits right here are kind of shining out at us, but that's okay. It is what it is. I like the extra little vine leafy things up top, so I'm good with that. All right, I'm going to call this one good. This one's a little bit crazy. I still like it. So I hope you enjoyed painting with me today, and I'll see you guys next time.